It's our final day sailing through Italy, so we have to return the boat to the marina. But before we leave, we take you on a tour through the ancient Roman city of Pompei. We have a little toga party, and then I tell you why we're leaving, where we're headed next, and a sneak peek at the new boat.
So I don't think I really filmed it when there was a line of boats up there. They really stack them in and block them up front and everything, so you can't leave until the person next to you is already gone. So it takes a while to, we wanted to leave about 9. While the rest of the crew stayed out for 3. I stayed till midnight. Oh yeah, and they charge €350 a night. But it would normally be over 400 unless I pay cash, right? Because now I don't have to pay tax. But the girls are coming back. There they are.
The ladies returned from their morning coffee run, and we were ready to get off the dock as soon as the boat next to us cleared the way. It's really tight maneuvering to get out of the marina, so the port captain jumps on your boat to help you out.
Prop walking it over.
Huh?
Prop walking it over. So he turns the rudder hard to port and shows it in gear and it throws the rear that way. And then he backs up on it. He's done this before.
Amalfi.
We're on our way to Napoli now. It's about 20 some odd miles, so it's probably going to be a little over 3 hours. We're going to have to hustle because it's already 11:30, so that puts us in around 2:30, maybe 3, and the last entry to the Pompei is at 5:30, so then we still got to get gas and check in with the charter company.
I thought Amalfi was fun. It was like the first night for me that I actually went out.
Yeah.
We've been going out, but I actually stayed out.
Well, I went to bed about midnight. You guys stayed out till 3. So.
Normally I go back with Bobby and we cut it a little earlier. Yeah.
Well, the other night we were out till 1. But
still earlier than the rest of them, I think.
Yeah, that was still earlier than the rest. I like to get up and go run and do all that while most of them are still in bed.
Yeah. But I went out last night. It was fun. Here's Alina.
We did not go out last night, and we are not hungover today.
No, we're not hungover. Of course not.
In the Med, they make you return your charter boat at 5 p.m. the day before you're supposed to leave the boat, so we had to hustle.
All right, as usual, not much wind in the Med, only 4.5, 5 knots, and of course, as usual, it's right on our bow. And we can't go slow today. We need to make tracks. So probably a day of motoring it is, but a day of motoring off the Amalfi coast, I am not complaining.
It was an uneventful motor, about 3 hours back to the marina. Our first stop was the fuel dock. We had to fuel the boat before returning it to its slip. It was just around the corner to Med more to our slip. If equipped, the easiest way to steer your monohull back into a slip is with the bow thruster. We got the stern lines and the bow line all connected, and we were all set.
We made it.
All right, we made it, and we're not disembarking until early tomorrow. We're flying to Croatia, but since we're here in Napoli, right across the way is Pompei. It's only like a 15-20 minute drive, so we're gonna go see Pompei, that historical site, and have dinner there somewhere. And yeah, then we gotta come back and clean up and all that stuff. So we're gonna be busy for the next 12 hours.
Next
Yeah.
5 months.
Yeah, basically. All right, let's do this, guys.
Let's do it.
It was about a 15-minute taxi ride to Pompei. Unlike most of the rest of the tourist destinations we've seen in Italy, there was no line.
Hi, welcome to Pompei. How may I assist you today?
Here's my
You like
ticket.
that? You like that rhyme?
Here's my ticket.
Dr. Seuss, baby.
Pompei is an ancient Roman city that was buried by the eruption of Mount Vesivious in 79 AD. The volcanic ash preserved most of the city so you can see it as it was 2,000 years ago. Our first stop was the amphitheater of Pompei. We couldn't enter the main area because it was set up for a concert. I was surprised by how many concerts and bands have actually played at Pompei.
How cool would it be to see like Pink Floyd and some of these other bands, like, well, Pink Floyd anyway, at Pompei? It would have been amazing.
After the theater, we headed on to the sprawling city. It's amazing to see so much of the city as it was 2,000 years ago. Many of the frescoes were preserved on the walls. Almost every block had its own water fountain from the Roman era. These blocks are for pedestrians, as you would not want to walk down the center of the street, as they're probably a little gross with manure and other bad stuff. It's interesting to think how many people drank from this fountain 2,000 years ago.
What'd you find?
A penis. A Cambodia penis. Or Cambodia.
Brothels here, and like they had little penises pointing the way to the brothels.
One staple of Roman life were the public baths. The baths were separated for men and women. It's really remarkable the Romans had indoor plumbing, but they were lead pipes.
That stuff gets you pretty high, right?
But no, it makes you dumb.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but yeah.
Makes you dumb. Hello?
Yeah.
I was most impressed by the large central square of the city. I would have loved to have seen it 2,000 years ago.
Instead of like dirt like it is now, this whole area would have had all these big giant white marble, stones, and just this whole thing would have just been beautiful and white and clean, and you know, it just would have been amazing to be back here in the day, you know.
And now to the sad part. It's estimated that as many as 16,000 people died in 79 AD when the Mount Vesuvius eruption happened and covered the city with ash. These are the artifacts of the people that lived there. Amazingly, they've recovered more than 1,000 people frozen in time at the moment they perished. From adults and children to their pets, they're all there.
Quick and dirty Pompeii tour there. Last time I think we had a tour guide. It was pretty cool. Like, a lot of good information. So I remembered some of that stuff. But you know, probably best to get a tour guide if you can do it. Just because you know, just walking out on just the map, you're gonna miss a lot of stuff. Like, I'm sure we missed a lot of stuff. So, and we were kind of in a hurry.
Bobby did well enough for all of us.
From what I remember from last time. All right.
Good. It was good.
So now it is, I believe, beer 30.
It is beer 30, and it's food 30 because
Which way we go this way? I don't know.
So hungover and tired and hungry.
Well, we got to get up at 4 in the morning because we got a 7 a.m. flight. So
it's a light beer 30.
Yeah, light beer 30.
We came, we saw, we survived Pompeii.
Vini Vidi Vici.
Vidi Vidi Vici, something like that.
We headed across the street to a pretty touristy Roman-style restaurant, but it was a lot of fun. They even dressed us in traditional Roman-style togas.
I've never worn a toga in my life, but I think it's my calling.
The face that launched 1,000 ships, is this what's life I do?
When in Rome.
Cheers.
The food was pretty good, and then we had to wash it down with our last limoncello of the trip.
Cheers!
Ciao, 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 ciao.
Ciao, 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 ciao.
All right, so we had a great time in Italy. Before I get into the details and the breakdown of what I thought about it and how much it costs and everything like that, I want to say thank you guys for watching. Did you know we had over 600,000 returning viewers last month and almost 500,000 new viewers last month? We only have 670,000 actual subscribers. So if you're one of those group, you want to make sure you're actually subscribed. If you're watching the videos, please just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That really helps us out in the ratings. It helps us get new viewers and all that. It helps us continue to do this. And I want to thank our patrons and channel members. They obviously can't do it without you guys. They get early access to the videos as well as the uncut behind the scenes footage, and they get patron and channel member only videos, kind of updates on what's going on. They've already got a new update on what the new plan is with the boat and when it's going to be here. It'll be soon, but they've already got the details on that. So on to Italy and my thoughts on Italy sailing. We only sailed around the Gulf of Napoli there, the Gulf of Naples. So I can't comment on the rest of Italy, but I will say that area is probably one of the most iconic areas in all of Italy, one of the more popular sailing destinations with, you know, it's got Capri, it's got Amalfi, Positano, Sorrento, all those places. So, you know, when you're thinking Italy, those are generally the places you think. Unfortunately, that also means that is the most expensive area in Italy to sail. Our marinas were anywhere from 150 on the low end and near Ischia to 400 euros in Capri, you know, and the rest of them were in the 300s. It's not something I would do if I were just cruising on my own boat. We were on a charter, we had a bunch of people on there to split the costs and everything, so it wasn't that bad. So if you're just gonna do a charter, yeah, it's not that bad, but problem is there's not a whole lot of options other than staying in marinas, because a lot of the places that you could anchor out are filled up by permanent moorings, and most of them are not even for rent. They're like private boats, so you can't like pay 50 or whatever euros. The one place we did stay on a mooring was 100 euros, and we had to go eat at their restaurant for it to be that cheap. It would have been 200 if not. And the places that aren't covered by moorings, it's too deep to anchor. It's pretty deep out there. And also, like in Ischia, we could have anchored out the one time, but it was no overnight anchoring because it was a national park. So it really does limit you on trying to be frugal in that area, and the meals and all that. Like we traveled by camper van for 3 weeks in Italy before doing that trip, and it was actually very cheap for meals and all that. It wasn't expensive, but in that area, the meals were fairly pricey. It was probably on average $50 or more per person, including wine. So if you don't drink, maybe cut that by 30%. Now, this next coming week, I'm actually going to be recording a podcast all about Italy. I'm going to go much more in depth on the costs and the places we went and my recommendations for you guys if you ever want to go sail there, including chartering and all that stuff. So head over to the Sailing Doodles podcast. There's a link popping up right there and down in the description, and you can follow along when I post that later this week. So next, we are headed to Croatia, and we're leading a flotilla of 7 boats in Croatia. It should be a lot of fun. It's full of our viewers and patrons and all that. It's a lot of fun always having these flotillas, and I've never actually sailed Croatia before, so we're all gonna learn something. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel to follow us along as we head over to Croatia, and thank you guys again. We'll see you all in the next video.